Well, let's unpack this story now. We've got National Police Commissioner General Kehla Sitole on the line to us to respond, Commissioner, good morning, to respond to the statement from Afriforum saying that the Minister of Police and the Police Commissioner are not speaking from the same handbook, not singing from the same hymn book, so to speak. What's your response to this, and also the allegation that there is no political will when it comes to rural crimes?
Yeah, good morning. Look, I think the statement by the Afriforum could be based on their own assessment. But what I can say now is that the Minister of Police is providing political direction, and as the National Commissioner, I drive the operational direction and response to rural safety. And the Minister is the one who blessed the launching of the strategy. And he also then pledged his commitment But in the meeting that I held yesterday with the agricultural unions and all the rural safety communities, I think I've clearly outlined why and how is rural crime, more specifically farm attacks, declared a priority crime. And we have all agreed with the same understanding.
Yeah.
Up to this far, I'm not aware of any differences or different statements between myself and the minister, because if there's certain things we do speak and we agree, and I outline the operational direction. Thank you.
So Commissioner, before you go, this high-level committee to deal with rural safety, while I'm sure the rural communities around the country will be relieved to know that, you know, it's a national rural safety command center that will be manned by the SAPS in terms of personnel and equipment. Has it taken us too long to do this, Commissioner? Should we have done this some months, some would argue some years ago?
Let me say that, firstly, I would agree with you that it's long overdue, but it's not to say there was nothing. There were some of these command centers in other areas, but on a small scale. But they were not yet integrated into one overarching national command center. But because of the fact that starting from the national joint, we are busy now establishing a nerve center. And that nerve center, within the Safer City environment, we're also establishing the Safer City nerve center. Then we've elevated also rural safety to have a command center where we can have an integrated data sharing across the country, and to provide a collective that is response to crime, whether it's within rural safety, whether it's within the urban and all that. But I agree with you, it's been long overdue. It's going to assist us to respond collectively to crime, and more especially the activation plan, because we can activate nationally for one crime that takes place, just to make sure that criminals do not leave their crime scene, and we intercept them.
So, Commissioner, this meeting now, as we've been discussing, has now resolved to set up this National Rural Command Center. When is it actually in action and working?
I think there's areas like in Lichtenberg, we do have a smaller command center that is taking place. Yes, let me confirm that we have agreed to set up this national command center, but it will also be based on integration of resources, because we are going to use both state resources as well as resources by other disciplines who may bring them together or come to bring them together. Mm-hmm. So with the dot-to-dot connection of that particular center, we've started working on it right from yesterday because we put a team together that will be working on it. And there are some other processes which were in place, but they were not necessarily connected and interconnected. Remember, part and parcel of this command center, it will include modernization. We're also going to work on modernization link so that in certain responses, we provide that particular response by means of the press of a button. Mm. Yes, and we also want to introduce drone policing in certain areas which cover deep rural areas. And those drones, if we introduce them there, they will also be connected to the command center. And when we also then go on the activation plan, even the farming communities, they've also pledged to avail their resources such as helicopters and others, including the private sector. So we're going to link them to one database in the command center so that if there's a farm attack or there's a robbery around the farm or any serious crime, we just then press the button and they get activated. We all take off and respond to that crime.
Commissioner, forgive me, but I understand that this is a multi-pronged approach involving several stakeholders across farming communities themselves and the SAPS. But just in terms of this Rural Safety Command Center, Commissioner, are we looking for a date when it comes into effect? Are you able to give us that?
Look, the coordination and the connection of all the different operational centers that exist at the present moment, I think we started that work as from yesterday. The task team is in place, but I would say give us 3 months, beginning of January, it should be in place.
All right, well, there you have it. Commissioner Kehla Sitole, thanks very much for your time this morning on the AM report. A multi-pronged approach to deal with rural safety. The National Rural Safety Command Center, you heard it there, several stakeholders involved using personnel from the SAPS as well as some infrastructure coming from farming communities themselves. January 2021 is the date we've been given.